Hello music fans, welcome to Death by Unicorn, my YouTube channel where I talk about metal, rock, and prog. And this is What's New in 2024, my video series where I covered new albums that came out this year in 2024. I'm talking about 4 albums today that all came out on August 16th, 2024, and just give my quick first impressions of them after I listened to them once or twice each, so they're not in-depth reviews, but just first impressions, and I'll talk about them in my order of preference, starting with one that I'm going to put in my excellent tier, which is Ritual and the Story of Mr. Bogd Part 1. That's the name of the album, and the band is Ritual. It's the 5th album by this Swedish band, and it's progressive rock, a lot of folk influence, so kind of that progressive folk rock in there. And this band, Ritual, is led by Patrick Lundstrom on guitar and vocals. This will be a great album for prog lovers who don't like harsh vocals because it's all clean singing. He's done vocals on many Kaipa albums as well, including their most recent one from this year, which I think is excellent. This album by Ritual flew by. It didn't even feel like 45 minutes had passed. At the beginning of the album, I wasn't sold yet by the opening track, but as I got deeper into the album, I got more into it as it went on, and it seemed to get better and better. I've listened to it twice now, and yeah, just it's growing on me, getting better and better. It's a concept album with lyrics about a successful businessman who's unsatisfied with his life, so decides to abandon it in favor of a more exploring and finding the meaning of life. This is a good album for fans of classic 70s prog bands like Yes and Jethro Tull, but also for fans of more modern Nordic European prog bands like Wobbler and Chronicles of Father Robin, and of course for fans of Kaipa. There are lots of nice acoustic guitars on here. It's mostly soft and relaxing music, but there are some moments where it gets louder, more electric, distorted, and heavier, and verges towards hard rock and metal, but never quite gets there. I like how the album ends with an almost Middle Eastern sounding vibe. They use some interesting instruments on here, according to their Bandcamp page, like bouzouki, mandola, whistles, and the Swedish nyckelharpa, which is a keyed fiddle. I'm really looking forward to hearing part 2 whenever that comes out. If this sounds interesting to you, check out The Story of Mr. Bogd Part 1 by Ritual. The second album I want to talk about today, I'm going to put in my very good tier, and it's by the band Dark Tranquility, and the album's called Endtime Signals. This is the 13th album by this Swedish band. This is melodic death metal. If you're a fan of bands like In Flames, Soilwork, and At the Gates, you might like this. This has both harsh vocals and clean singing. It's very gloomy and almost gothic sounding at times. It's mostly heavy and fast with melodic death metal riffing and harsh vocals, but there are melodic moments with clean singing, great vocal melodies, and some slower parts that really help bring variety to the sound of the album. It's nothing groundbreaking, and it's pretty much what you expect from a melodic death metal band, but if you like that genre, I think you can't go wrong with Endtime Signals by Dark Tranquility. My last 2 albums I'm just going to put in my good tier. So next I'm going to talk about Nested Shapes and their album Dusk Blossom. This is the debut album by this project from the UK. It's actually a solo album by the Haken keyboard player Peter Jones, just under the name Nested Shapes. And it's pleasant ambient electronic music, very chill vibes that's well written, performed, arranged, and produced. It's all instrumental, there's no vocals, so instrumental ambient electronic. It's got some progressive rock influences in there, but it's not really my style of music. There's nothing too exciting for me to latch onto here, so I'll stick with listening to the work that Peter Jones does in Haken, which I much prefer over this Nested Shapes project. But if you like instrumental ambient electronic that's well done. You might like this, so check it out. Nested Shapes and Dusk Blossom is the name of the album. Lastly, I'm going to talk about the band Falling in Reverse and their album Popular Monster. It's the 5th album by this American band, and it's a mishmash of genres, I guess, kind of post-hardcore with metalcore, but also mixing pop, punk, rap, emo, electronic, and hard rock all in there. The lead singer, Ronnie Radke, is a divisive figure in rock music, but you can't deny that he can sing and he can scream well, and he knows how to write a hook. He's an entertainer, so this is for fans of Escape the Fate's first album that features Ronnie Radke on vocals. That's where I discovered him, and and my favorite work by him is Escape the Fate's first album. But Falling in Reverse really brings in a lot more musical influences and variety than Escape the Fate ever did. They kind of go more towards like Sleep Token and Bring Me the Horizon in terms of their genre combining. But I'm not a big fan of Ronnie's rap style vocals and the electronic trap beat drums here. It would be okay with me if he just did it for one part of one track or something, just to kind of show that he can and just to like have that variety, but I feel he overused rap style vocals and trap beats on this album. For my taste, I'm not a big rap fan. If you like rap, you might actually like this album by Falling in Reverse a lot. However, his clean singing vocals on here are great. When there are real drums used, they sound pretty good too. His harsh screaming vocals are pretty good too, but that's never been my favorite vocal style from him. But overall, the album sounds like this weird mix of rap, pop, punk, emo, electronic, and rock with some post-hardcore and metalcore intensity and scream breakdowns from time to time. After one listen, my favorite songs were Voices in My Head, Watch the World Burn, and Zombified. There's also a cover of Last Resort by Papa Roach on here, done in a soft piano way with powerful vocals that kind of remind me of Disturbed's rendition of Sound of Silence, as it kind of starts soft piano and like builds up into this climax with super intense, powerful vocals that showcase Ronnie's excellent vocal abilities at the end and great orchestral parts. Unfortunately, the album is a little bit cringeworthy, juvenile, and trying to sound edgy and moody, and the immaturity and attitude of a lot of the lyrics just rubs me in the wrong way. He throws in F words and other swear words into every song in a way that just seems unnecessary, and it isn't done cleverly or to emphasize any meaningful point at all that I could hear. All in all, I feel very mixed about this album from Falling in Reverse, because it's clear that Ronnie is a talented musician, singer, and frontman who's trying to incorporate a lot of influences from different genres, which I respect, but the attitude and attempted edginess of his lyrics kind of reminds me of the release from Eminem earlier this year, where he complains a lot. Ronnie and Eminem both complain a lot about cancel culture, people being triggered and trying to cancel them. So along with his overuse of rap influences for my taste, that's just really putting me off on this release. If you want to hear what it would sound like if you combine Eminem, Drake, and Post Malone with like Escape the Fate, Blink 182, Bring Me the Horizon, and Sleep Token, then this might be an album for you to check out. If you don't like rap, screaming vocals, or edgy lyrics, definitely avoid this album. That's the part I hate about this album. I can't deny that I love some of the catchy sung choruses and hooks that have undeniably good melodies. But yeah, Ronnie, let's be real here. You're complaining about people trying to cancel you while you're in a highly successful rock band. It's a little bit whiny and annoying. I contemplated putting this down into my average tier, given how mixed my feelings are about it, but since the performances are really solid and the melody writing is great, I'm going to say this just makes it over the threshold into my good tier, despite the parts that I hate. At the same time, I'm pretty sure I'm never going to listen to this one by Falling in Reverse again, or at least I hope I won't listen to it from start to finish again, but maybe I'd put on some of the good tracks as standalone tracks, but I don't think I'll listen to it from start to finish again. But yeah, if you like rap emo metalcore pop, then check out Popular Monster by Falling in Reverse. And that's it for my first impressions on these 4 albums that came out on August 16th, 2024. Have you listened to any of these albums? Let me know, and let me know what you think about them and what else came out recently that you think I might enjoy. Stay tuned for next time. Peace out.